Hello, good afternoon, investor and corporate. Welcome to Set Digital Roadshow third quarter 20 and 21 performance review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15 minutes Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite PTG Energy Public Company Limited to start presentation, please. Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome to PTG Energy (PCL), the most fast-growing company in fuel service industry. So today, it's been a while since our last met. So today you are with me, Savitri Tantraampai, and IR Manager, and Ms. Jekun Viriyapanyachaikun, the Assistant to Vice President in Accounting and Finance Department. Okay, so we will do the overall presentation for third quarter performance. Then we will open for Q&A. Okay, let's start with the agenda today. Okay, first, okay, we will talk about the highlights for third quarter. We will talk about the overview of the Thailand consumption, the country's consumption, also the business outlook for PTG. We will touch base on ESG developments, and last but not least, we will go over the financial statements for the third quarter. So let's start with the highlights. For the highlights in the third quarter, we still maintain the second rank in market share in oil and auto LPG industry. And second, we still increasing the GP from non-oil business. So currently we reach 13.2% proportion from the non-oil part, which increased from around 12% last year. For new products, we actually just launched the cooking oil in bottle under brand Misuk, which is our first launch cooking palm oil. The fourth one, we actually support the taxi community with the PT taxi advertising. So we cooperate the LPG advertisement with the taxi advertisement for LPG business. So we will go through all these key highlights later on. Okay, for the industry outlook, as you may be aware of that the WTI global oil price keeps increasing during the third quarter from about $60 per barrel until reach closely about $80 per barrel in the third quarter. So you see the yellow line, that's the WTI price, and for the green color is the movement for the oil price, for the retail oil price. You see that at the end quarter of the third quarter, there's a lot of change in the oil retail price. So for third quarter, the retail oil price increased 11 times to catch up with the global oil price, and also decreased around 5 times during the beginning of the quarter. So when you look at the movement, might not be changed much since the second quarter, but the magnitude of the movement is a lot higher. You will see in October there's also changes in the retail oil price, -1 and -2 baht per liter. that's impacted by the announcement of the government to control the retail price. Okay, for Thailand consumption, in third quarter, it's actually a rainy season in Thailand, and also we actually faced the lockdown from the third wave of COVID-19. So you see that the third quarter we ended for the consumption in Thailand about 20% decrease year over year, and also 12% decrease Q over Q. So in when you look at 9 months, also decreased close to 8% year over year. So look at this number, and we will look at PTG numbers. So the main reason is from the outbreak of the COVID-19, and the government announced the lockdown during the third quarter. Okay, so when you look at the retail consumption, the same picture. Because of the lockdown, so people work from home more, and the mobility, I mean the commute between office and home decreased. So you see that the decrease on the retail consumption is quite the same with our China consumption. So next for the LPG consumption. For all China consumption, decreased 6.5% year over year and 1.1% Q over Q. The main reasons still come from the auto LPG and also household LPG. So you will look at for auto LPG because there's less commute and also less tourists this year. You will see that there's a lot less, in consumption for auto LPG. For household LPG, not much that we will see the decrease in household LPG consumption, but for the third quarter we also saw the decreasing in the LPG household as well. 3.2 decrease year over year. However, still flat when we compare Q over Q. But if you look at 9 months, it's actually decreased over time when you compare household LPG as well as auto LPG, industry LPG as well. So LPG consumption still has been impacted by the COVID-19. So when you look at PTG sales volume, so in the third quarter, as I mentioned earlier, that we have hit by the COVID-19 outbreak and also the rainy season. So gave us a decreasing trend in terms of sales volume. When we look at the all China, so decreased about 10% year over year and 14% Q over Q. But when we look at year to date, 9 months, the consumption and sales volume quite flat, so increased about 2% year over year. When we look at the consumed by products, so the majority of our sales volume still come from diesel because the main customer base, they consume diesel like commercial cars, pickup truck, also impacted by seasonal effect on rainy season and also the COVID-19 outbreak. So the retail channel decreased 9% year over year, about 13% Q over Q. When we look at wholesales, a lot more on the decreasing trend because of the economy downturn in the COVID situation. Also, diesel and no gas decreasing as well. Okay, so if we compare the expansion, we still increase our number of stations in third Q. So the growth of the stations is 2.6% year over year. However, the same store sales in third Q decreased about 13%. So LPG volume, sales volume. So we actually just started the household LPG at the beginning of this year. We have seen a lot of increasing and a lot of improvement on the sales volume through household LPG. In terms of auto LPG, it's actually flat. And when we look the total consumption, the third Q increased about 52% year over year, and also 12% Q over Q. And also when we look at the 9 months, increase about 70% year over year. The majority of the increasing was from the household and industrial, which is the new channel for PTG. When we look at the market share for the all market share for oil business, we actually maintain the second rank at 15.7% of the total market share, increased from last year at 13.9%, as we still increase our stations, as well as we still increasing our brand awareness. Next, for the retail market share, we also maintain at the second rank at 18.5%. You may see that we have increased in retail channel more than overall channel, because about 97% we sell through retail channel. So for the LPG market share, look at the left-hand side, the all channel. So we are at the fifth in terms of the total channel for LPG. However, when we look at the auto LPG, we are at the second rank, 18.2%. During the COVID-19 or before the COVID-19 outbreak, we actually built relationship with the taxi drivers who consume a lot of auto LPG, and we have been building the relationship since we started this business. So when we expand our channel to household and industrial, we still keep relationship with this group as well. So that the new channel household will be our next driver for LPG business. Okay, here is the number of stations. Overall, our main stations still company-owned, company-operated model. We have 1,628 locations. The rest, 297, are dealer-owned, dealer-operated model. We still keep the company-owned, company-operated model strategy to be able to control all the networks, and we can control throughout the supply chain. For the LPG business, we have 80 locations for standalone, which is pure LPG, auto LPG. We have mixed 137 locations that's mixed between oil and auto LPG at the same locations. In the right-hand side, you will see the distribution of the stations. Our main stations located in northeastern and northern areas, which has a lot of agricultural activities, and also a lot of number of stations in those regions. But we still increase our station in Bangkok and vicinity areas more, which we actually started since 2 to 3 years ago already, to expand our station in the city more, to be able to increase our brand awareness and be able to increase our non-oil business as well. Okay, so for the non-oil part, we have 863 touch points. The main touch points are Thai Coffee, which located inside the stations. We have 289 locations. Also 250 Max Mart also located in the station as well. 172 gas shop, which we plan to, increase more on the gas shop. 45 Coffee World located in the department stores and also the airport. So the Coffee World, we see a lot of impact from the COVID-19 outbreak. 23 other bags, we actually just, come in control for the maintenance business last year. We increased from 16 locations to 23 locations this year. We have 5 EV charging stations already, and we plan to add more by, about close to 20 to 25 locations by February next year. Max John Loop change, we have 43 locations inside the PT station as well. We have 36 Max Camp, which the Max Camp is kind of rest area which can, provide a service to the travelers during their trips. Okay, so we look at the non-oil business sales volume. First, started with Thai Coffee. Currently, we have seen a lot of improvement as we actually open new channel. It's delivery platform which we cooperate with many brands to help during the COVID-19 outbreak. We have seen a lot of improvement. This quarter increased 15.4% year-over-year, and even though when we compare quarter-over-quarter, it's -3%. When we look at 9 months, increased 30.6% year-over-year. So we have started to build brand awareness and to do more advertisement since beginning of this year, and also open new delivery platform, which currently accounted about 25% of the total sales. Coffee World, as I mentioned earlier, located more in the department store and also the airport, which has been impacted by the COVID situation. However, we plan to, during the crisis, we have trying to build new brand and also do new remodel for the Coffee World, which we believe that the new Coffee World will be able to launch and be able to open again in the first quarter of next year. For MaxMart, actually decreased only 5% year-over-year and increased 1.1% Q-over-Q, and also flat for 9 months when compared to last year. That's because we actually open new platform as well. We open delivery services, which we service in 5 kilometers radius in the area of the MaxMart. And also we have changed the product inside MaxMart to be able to meet the target more and want to improve the service to the customers for MaxMart. Auto bags, we expand the auto bags since last year, October last year. Currently decreased about 24% year-over-year and flat Q-over-Q. When we look at 9 months, decreased close to 14% year-over-year. Even though we still decrease over time, that's because of the impact from the COVID-19. But we see, the performance for the bags, it actually started to get positive in the bottom line right now. We believe that after the situation ends or eases, the customer will come to order bags more and to it's more like a routine check for auto bag services. So we believe that its performance will increase over time when after we expand the number of locations and also we do more of the marketing and advertisement for auto bags. For other business, actually includes the logistic business, lubricants, and also other products. Increased 34% year-over-year and 6.7% Q-over-Q. For 9 months, increased 42% year-over-year. Actually, we have been trying to push the other business and also non-oil business to be able to stabilize the company's earnings and to diversify the risk of having only oil business. The plant complex, 23.4% increase year-over-year, but decreased Q-over-Q. For 9 months, decreased about 31% year-over-year. Actually, it's related to a lot to the demand decrease during the third quarter, and also the spread for the third quarter when compared to Q-over-Q is quite less than last quarter. So we see that the if the demand come back to normal, we believe that the sales volume for plant complex will be increasing as well. Okay, so for 2021 targets, we revised our targets because of the impact from the COVID-19. For the network, we maintain the same numbers. Oil business 1,940 locations, LPG and mix station about 230 locations, non-oil business 860 locations. So for sales volume, we adjusted from last quarter. So we expect that the sales volume for oil will increase about 1.4% year-over-year. For LPG, we expect that it will increase about 70% year-over-year. EBITDA growth, we adjusted to -5% to -10% year-over-year because of the COVID-19 outbreak and also the impact on the margin. The margin that impact during the high global oil price. CapEx budget for core business 1 to 1.5 billion, and also 0.5 billion for non-oil, and we plan about 0.5 billion for new business. So the total for CapEx budget this year going to be 2 to 2.5 billion. Here is what's new. So Pantai launched new product called Coco. It's like very rich cocoa mixed with milk and also with coffee. And the right hand side, we actually just launched order online through Line OA for station. You can pick up like for example Pantai products, marts, and also you can pay in advance at pump in order to make it more convenient. Okay, here is for the taxi campaign. We actually have new campaign for the taxi drivers that and the taxi allow us to wrap the car for promote LPG business, and they will get like discount for LPG and also for fuel products. Here's the cooking oil that we just launched under Misuk. We plan to launched the cooking bottle in hypermarkets, and also the network under PTG like Maxmart and also other alliance for PTG. Okay, ESG development. So we have been focusing on the sustainability development since our company to stay in the business. So we launched many campaigns to help support the community. Like for example, we also cooperate with the Department of Commercial to help support the fresh produce for to help the farmers and also to give it to the customers when they fill up the gas to reach the certain level. And so we have launched the sanitizing services since first wave of the COVID-19 for free for all travelers to save when they travel to any places. Okay, next, the financial performance, and Ms. Sirikun will cover this part.
Good afternoon from all. Let's be talking about the financial performance of quarter 3 2021. As for the performance in quarter 3, PTG recorded the total revenue of almost 30,000 million baht, rose by 20% from last quarter because of the oil has increasing almost 34.5%. However, the total revenue has decreased 8% Q-on-Q because of the sales volume has decreased due to the impact of COVID-19 outbreak situation. And the graph about gross profit in this quarter, sales volume has decreased 14% compared with quarter 2 and decreased almost 10% year-on-year because of the new wave of COVID-19 outbreak, and the marketing margin has decreased 3.5% year-on-year and 3% Q-on-Q. As the result, the gross profit decreased 12% year-on-year and 15.7% Q-on-Q. And for the proportion of gross profit is divided to oil business, 86% and 14% for non-oil business. And for the next slide is talking about the EBITDA, which you have seen that in this quarter decreased 30% year-on-year and 29.6% Q-on-Q because of the lower marketing margin. As this result, PG adjust the EBITDA target growth to be negative 5% and 0% as a result the COVID-19 outbreak. Because of the lower marketing margin, both Q-on-Q and year-on-year, so it has impact of net income has decreasing, which dropped almost 57% both Q-on-Q and year-on-year. And for the next slide is about the statement of financial position. As of September 2021, as of quarter 3, the company had total assets of almost 44,000 million baht, which has increased 4% compared to last year, which mainly come from PPE and inventory. PPE increased almost 200 million baht because of the brand expansion, and the current assets increased almost 300 million baht, which mainly come from the inventory. The inventory has increasing because of the oil price has increasing. And for the liability as of September 2021, The company had total liability of 35,000 million baht, which increased 4% from December 2020, which mainly come from account payable and the short-term loan from the financial institution. And next is about the profitability ratio. As this slide, which you have seen that the ROA and return on equity decreased Q-on-Q and year-on-year because of the lower net profit compared to the same period of last quarter and last year. And for the leverage ratio, the interest-bearing debt to equity has increased from 3.65 to 3.7, and for the covenant has increased from 1.25 to 1.32 because of the short-term loan has increasing from the working capital during the high sale price. And the last is about the next slide is talking about the operating cycle. As of quarter 3, PTG still have PTG still have negative operating cash cycle of 1.31 days because of the payment period has shorter than the last quarter and the last year. And for the statement of cash flow for the 9 months of 2021, PTG had net cash from operating activity of 2,769 million baht, with net of the interest and tax payment. And the cash flow from investment activity is negative almost 1,666 million baht and negative 779 million baht from financing activity. So the cash has increasing almost 300 million baht and the ending cash as of September 2021 is 1,266 million baht. Thank you.
So if you have more questions, please feel free to contact us ir@pt.co.th, or you can call us. I think we have the number in our website. You can contact us anytime. And thank you so much for your interest in PTG today. And we actually expect a lot improvement after this because we believe that the third Q is already bottom for the sales volume. We have seen a lot of increasing trend for the demand in Q4. We expect Q over Q to increase 2 digits during like 15 to 20% Q over Q, which we are really very positive in the demand in Q4. And also in the next year, we have a lot to expand. For example, LPG business still increasing and will be our new opportunity, a key driver for our future as well. And also F&B business. We hope that everyone, our investors will, interested in PTG and also be able to, follow us and ask us anytime. Thank you for your attention today. Hope you have a wonderful evening.
Okay, the section have come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you, investor and corporate, for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much and have a good day. ขอบคุณค่ะ